Malopkin, welcome. My name is George, and today we are going to talk about some imperatives in Yucatec Maya. Are you ready? Here we go. All right, guys, let's get started. So we have Ilawil watubeel iptanil ukabaop. Ilawil watubeel iptanil ukabaop. That means look if their names are written correctly. Ila will meaning look, imperative for look. Then we have wa meaning if, and then tubel means you wrote or wrote. It's kind of hard to translate, and if you speak another language, you probably agree with me. Sometimes you find equivalents, sometimes you just can't. And this is one of the situations where you just can't. Tubel means you wrote, or wrote means wrote, but it's hard to translate. I mean, ilawil means look, then we have wa meaning if, ukabaop meaning their names, and then we have iptanil meaning written correctly. And well, we don't have an equivalent for R in this context. Yes, I'm just trying to give you a reference, but it's really hard to translate word by word. I mean, it doesn't really work. Another example, Sikbalt bash kubetikop. Sikbalt bash kubetikop, meaning talk about what they do. Sikbalt meaning talk. It's actually the verb for conversation. Converse. Then we have bash meaning what, and kubetikop. Kubetikop meaning they do. So the literal translation will be like converse what they do. Sigbald bash kubetikop. Sigbald bash kubetikop. Another example. Shosh lebash Ivan. Shosh lebash Ivan. Meaning read what is written. Shosh meaning read as an imperative, like read. Then we have bash meaning what. We don't have an equivalent for lo. Le is a particle, and Ivan meaning written in this case. Okay, watch out. I just marked le and its with the same color because I don't really find an equivalent in this sentence, not because they are equivalents. All right. Another example. Bit ukabaop lebaaloop, meaning write the name of the things to be sold. Bit meaning write as an imperative. Ukbaop, ukabaop meaning the name of, and then lebaloop meaning the things, and kukonkobop meaning to be sold. Again, be very careful. I mean, don't take the literal translation just like that, like, oh, okay, how would you call to be sold? Oh, cook on up. Not quite. It's a similar equivalent, but I'm not really translating word by word. All right, I'm just giving you the translation by chunks, by chunks. I'm just translating by chunks, not actually word by word. Another example. Alten bash lebalop kukonlach. Alten bash lebalop kukonlachal tuk iwikil lech konolopo. Again, alten bash lebalop kukonlachal tuk iwikil lech konolopo, meaning tell me what things are sold in the traders market. Okay, alten meaning tell me, bash meaning what, Balop, meaning things. Kukon lahal, are salt. Again, it's not a literal translation. I'm just giving you chunks. I'm just trying to give you the equivalence by chunks. And then we have tukiwikil, meaning in the market. Lekonoloopo, Okay, all together. Altembash, lebalop, kukon lahal, tukiwikil, lekonoloopo. Another example. Ipt, tukaten, lechowak, anopo. Meaning, write again the sentences. Beat, meaning write as imperative. Katen, meaning again. Lechowak, anopo, meaning the sentences. Okay, again, chowak means large, but again, I'm just trying to give you an equivalent by chunks. And these chunks can have different forms depending on the context. I mean, you will probably find some particles in one sentence or in one context that you will not find in another one. Another example. Shokesh, levash, bin in waliktesh. 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 All right. Shokesh means read, but as a plural. Yes, you have 2-3 people and you want them to read and you say read. All right. Then we have bash, meaning what? Bin, meaning I'm going to. Again, I'm just giving you close equivalents by chunks, but it's not a literal translation. And then inwaliktesh, meaning say to you or tell you. Read what I'm going to say to you or read what I'm going to tell you. Another example. Manenesh tetan kabo. Manenesh tetan kabo. Meaning come to the patio. Okay. First of all, let me just clarify. Patio is a Mexican word. And it's a place you can find in a house or in an apartment or a flat where you have the washing machine. It's also a place where you can have your clothes. You can have your clothes hanging, and it's just that even if we have dry washers or dry machines, we don't really use dry machines. I mean, you can find them. It's very traditional to have like some ropes. I mean, hanging from one wall to another wall, and then you just have your clothes hanging. And it's more traditional to have your clothes dry that way instead of using a machine after washing the clothes, definitely. I'm wondering now whether you have a similar washing tradition or drying tradition like in my country. Let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested in your comments. Sometimes Mexicans have dogs or cats, especially dogs, and they normally stay in a patio. And well, you also have something we call lavadero. I'm going to leave the description for a lavadero and a patio as well in the comments, in the description of the video, I mean. All right. So come to the patio. Manenesh tetan kabo. Manenesh tetan kabo. Meaning come to the patio. Manenesh meaning come. Well, it's more like step inside, step in, come along. Manenesh, and then we have tan kabo meaning the patio, tan kabo. And again, I'm not it's not really easy to translate some particles, like in this case. But we don't have an equivalent for two in this case. And I'm just trying to give you close equivalents based on chunks. All right. Another example. Kauk ayop hach kaam. Kauk ayop hach kaam. Kauk ayop hach kaam. It is expected they think very loud. Kauk ayop hach kaam. All right. Kauk ayop, meaning they think, which is like an imperative in third plural form. It's like an imperative in this case. That's why I have the reference, it is expected that. But again, we don't really have an equivalent for it is expected that in this context. It's just that I'm just giving you close equivalents. Then we have hach, meaning very, and kaam, meaning loud. Kaam. All right? Again, kauk ayop hach kaam. Kauk ayop hach kaam. And finally, kat asesh jab ha. Kat asesh jab ha. Kat asesh jab ha. Meaning you bring much water. Well, kat asesh meaning you bring as an imperative. And then jab meaning much and ha meaning water. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and to leave a comment. If you like the video, don't forget to click on the bell. That will be very helpful to me. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Kanan taba.